Hi, my name's Ali Sarijlou. Ever since I was a pimple-faced 7th grader, I've wanted to be a professional recording artist. After high school, I joined this really serious band. Their name was IPX. So I snuck myself into this band called IPX and started playing with these 3 other guys, Dave Roberts, Pondu Sapropto, and his brother, Dimas Sapropto. The 2 brothers, Dimas and Pondu, were from Indonesia and they were here on student visas, so they weren't able to work and have jobs like me and Dave. These guys would just jam every day, and that's why they were so good. When I kind of came across them was because all they cared about was playing music. Long story short, we play for 2 or 3 years and we get really good, and our practice room every night is packed full of kids that just want to come watch us practice. And I miss it so much, and it was just so hard for me to let go once we disbanded and some of the band members had to go kind of their own ways. And at this point I wasn't near ready to give up music. I was just obsessed with it, and I have been to this day. So I started a solo project by the name of Heart Pharmacy in 2004. When I first started Heart Pharmacy and decided I wanted to, just take this solo project all the way, I made a pact with myself, and that pact was that I wouldn't take any shortcuts. And by shortcuts, I mean I wouldn't take shortcuts in the gear that I used, the amount of practice I had every day, the amount of discipline I gave myself, the producer that I chose to work with, the recording studio that I chose to work in, the people I would work on with my videos. I told myself that everything just had to be top notch. So that's when Heart Pharmacy started. I started writing songs. I had a bunch of songs from, a couple years back that were just laying around that I kind of, picked up, brushed off, and polished up. It just started from there. I wrote 1 song, I wrote 2, I wrote 4, I wrote 6. I focused on just those 6 songs, trying to rearrange them and make the writing as good as I could before I even tried to even touch any recording equipment. I wanted to make the songs so good that they deserved to be recorded. After a while, I had enough songs for a first full-length album, which was 10 tracks. I went to one of my good friends, Skylar Stoddard, who was a recording engineer at the time, and he was going to school for just recording and really getting kind of into the recording studio part of music more than the live. And I asked him if he would record me, and if he was interested in doing this first album. And we grew up together, so we knew each other for a while. So we went into the studio in Salt Lake City and we recorded it at Alleyway Studios, which was a studio of one of my other really good friends, Ryan Bowd, who's a professional recording engineer, music producer. And that was his studio. And I knew that I always wanted to record in his studio because I saw it once and I was just like, I gotta record there. So we recorded the album. I paid for all of the studio time, the mixing, the printing, I did all the printing. Ryan actually found me the print guy, so you know, Skylar and Ryan really helped me a lot with that first album. Not just making it, but just like I learned so much from them. That's when my interest in recording really like got sparked, was that first album. Just watching them do what they did and just like being in this awesome studio all day, like working on music, was just the coolest thing. And anyway, so my first album I finished, I pressed it, I distributed it just online, and you know, I printed 1,000 copies, and I just tried to promote it, and you know, did a release show. And after that, it was kind of weird because I was like, shoot, what do I do now? I played tons of shows in Utah, and after a couple years, after like 2 or 3 years, I kind of just ran into a dead end. Like, I had no money to push it any further, and my sales were just crappy. Like, I barely made any money back, so I spent 2 or 3 times more than I even made after I released it, which usually happens on a first release independently if you're not on a label. So, you know, the hardest part was just to get it to ears, which is the hardest part. But at that point, I decided I needed to kind of just expand. So I moved to San Diego, California. I busted ass just everywhere. Played downtown, played Pacific Beach, played Ocean Beach, played Central San Diego, North County, played as many places as I could. Every day, like, I was either busking outside, just anywhere I could busk. I went and bought a little tiny amp so I could, like, that's portable, that I could go play wherever I could find. I bought tons of gear because I knew that I want to keep going. I want to make a second album because I learned so much from the first one, and I had written new songs, and I just wanted to start getting into recording and be a recording engineer as well. And this whole time, I've just been working a 9-to-5 job. Like, the money that I've been getting from just my 9-to-5 has been going to all this gear, and you know, music gear is really expensive, which sucks. And actually, the thing that sucks is that I'm addicted to buying it. I kind of have a problem. It's kind of like crack for me. Like, I have to have it. So I moved to California, bought the gear, wrote a ton of new songs, while at the same time I'm still kind of promoting my first album as I'm playing shows and trying to sell as many albums as I can. Endless amounts of time on the internet trying to, you know, get people to share it on Facebook, and all these sites and social media sites and music sites all of a sudden started sparking and coming up left and right. And I've never really like sat around and kind of like, oh, like I'm not signed, and like I've never really cared about that. So I'm playing all these shows in San Diego. It's just still so rough for me. Like, you know, I don't know anyone, and so I'm going to all these events that I see might be good for me, and all these meetups with different people, and all these conferences. And one of the main reasons that I did move to California as well too was just to record the second album. It just this last June of 2012, I released my second LP. It's called Drive. Sitting outside your porch on this gorgeous day. I recorded it at the 2 studios that I've always wanted to record at. One of them is called Signature Sound, and one of them is called Studio West in Rancho Bernardo. Signature Sound in San Diego. Once I had it all recorded, I flew back to Utah to work with Ryan Bowd, which he's just the most amazing producer like I've ever had the pleasure of being around. Like, this kid is unbelievable. He's just so fast and so creative, and just his ears. I mean, this kid was just born to be a music producer. So I flew back to Utah, and Ryan and I mixed the album, well, he mixed the album in his room, his home studio, and then we took it to his real studio and did some stuff there and finished it, mastered it, and released it. And it's called Drive, and it came out June of 2012. Now I'm here in San Diego, Normal Heights area, central San Diego, and I'm now writing my third album. Don't know what it's going to be called, don't know what it's going to look like, don't know what the album cover is going to look like, but I do know what the songs are going to sound like, and they're going to be totally different from my first two albums. But the difference between the last two and this third album that I'm going to release is that I want the fans to be a part of this third one.
Salt Lake City, I just want to give you a shout out. Everyone over here, what's up?
Hey, who just played tonight?
Our Pharmacy!
Like, music is just all about helping people, giving, and just having fun,
sharing, dude.
Like, and having a good attitude about stuff. If shit ain't cracking after the scene over here, we'll roll over there.
Minus the reggae.
I'm paying these guys. That's fucked up. That's just fucked up, dude. Like, what music?
That's promoted.
Here. That's if you really need $2, like, just check it out and tell your friends about it.
Yeah, we're playing here. Ricky and I are playing here September 10th. It's our tour kickoff.
I'll listen to it.
Yeah, for sure.
I just hope that you guys will support me in my fundraising efforts as I try to raise about 10-15 grand for this new album, and try to get it to as many people as I can. Right now I really think there's like a really big music revolution going on where the artist has the power and the fans have the power now, and there's nothing that should stand in the middle of those two entities, what have you. So please help me just raise the money. I know that together we can make this independent revolution actually come to life and like be successful, and make way to all the other independent artists who, you know, want to come up on their own. So I appreciate all my fans, and I love hanging out with you guys. I love seeing you guys at the shows and everything. So keep supporting me, and I know that together we'll get there and we'll just make something new that no one's ever done before. Without a record label, without a major label, without an indie label, without anyone's pockets, you know, getting emptied for the wrong reasons. And it's really how the industry's been for so long, and it's just time to change that. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and share this video down below. Check out the description down below for my other links to my other websites and to my music. You can also find my music on iTunes, Amazon, Rhapsody, Spotify, and pretty much anywhere else online. And thanks again. I love you guys. See you next time.